We welcome two-thirds of the Despicable Three onto the podcast to talk to us about Universal Orlando. You are listening to episode 410 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. We have some special guests with us today. But before I introduce them, obviously somebody's really eager because, you know, he has to be the star of the show.
No, that is not true.
What's it say? It's like poverty's always got to be in. We've got Lee with us as usual.
Hello, Ron.
There we go. Are you happy now?
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, it's not about you. Shut up.
You need to tell everyone why the other two aren't here.
Because we sacked them. Anyway, we've got two lovely guests.
We have.
We didn't want to overwhelm them. We want to welcome on Steph and Jim from the Despicable Three. Hey guys.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Quite excited about it. I say we have binged all your Orlando videos over about the last 6 to 10 weeks, probably longer actually.
We love
but
them.
We've watched every single one of them.
Oh wow. Thank you very much.
Oh, we love them. So,
yes, you did say 2/3.
I know. I was about to broach that. So, do you want to take over hosting?
Yeah, all right.
So yes, we have YouTube vloggers Steph and Jim from the Despicable Three. It's 2 of 3, as Lee's pointed out. Now, unfortunately, Jimmy can't join us because it's past his bedtime, bless him.
Aww.
But he will play a small part in the show later.
Which
is awesome.
Yes, it's quite fortuitous that it worked out the way it was, isn't it, Steph and Jim? Because what we originally had, when we were like, there's been a bit of a mix-up, and then you came back with, I don't even know why we didn't ask him to do this the first time round.
I know. I don't know why he didn't even say it the first time round. It was perfect.
It really was.
I think it's my favourite so far, and I
Yes.
can't see it being beaten. Anyway, you're going to have to wait until the end for that. So be patient. So for the benefit of the listeners, Steph and Jim, can you let people know a bit about yourselves and your channel, please?
Yeah, sure. So we set up the Despicable Three in May 2017, which was when we vlogged our Hard Rock trip. It was a bit of a last minute decision, but we vlogged lots of family trips to Florida, around the UK, and then we've just done a bit of weekend vlogging in the lockdown.
It's interesting. What was the plan behind setting the vlog up?
So in the initial stages, we were watching lots of vloggers, I don't know, like Tim Tracker, Hacks, Crispy Small, all of the big vloggers out there. Mm-hmm. And it was 2 weeks before we were due to go to Hard Rock. Very last minute decision, like, come on, why not? Seize the day. And we'll record it. So the initial vlogs were a bit ropey. They're not necessarily the best quality vlogs out there, but we got a bit of a bug for it and really enjoyed it. And I think the biggest benefit of doing it is it drags out the holiday year round because you've got all the time editing when you come home. So we get a lot more enjoyment out of the trips as well.
Yeah. Jim, were you a willing or unwilling participant at the beginning?
Well, I had a little bit of a bigger role to play at the beginning.
Oh.
We first did a trial vlog in a Frankie and Benny's in Derby before we went to Orlando. I was like, look, we need to see if we can do this. And I was leading on that one until I got some funny looks in the car park. I don't think Derby was quite ready for me vlogging at a Frankie and Benny's. So after that, I think Steph pointed out, I remember being at the Radisson Blu at Manchester the night before we flew, and I was reading the room service menu, I think it was, and Steph was like, you just sound like you're reading the news, give it to me. And then from that point, I sort of backed off a little bit. I'm more a cameo man now.
It's difficult though, isn't it? It's at that first, like we listen back to some of the first podcasts we do, and it's horrendous because it's difficult to act natural when you know that it's not something that you naturally do.
Yeah, absolutely. I always describe it as like I sort of narrate the day because I'm more interested in what Jimmy's doing. Jim cracks me up with some of the stuff he comes out with, but I'll just sort of narrate what's happening throughout the day so that when we're looking back on it, we actually understand what we were doing.
Yeah, bit of context.
Yeah, that's it.
It's good though, isn't it? Because you're always going to have those videos to look back on those trips now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we do, even looking back to, say, the Disney 2018, Jimmy's changed so much. Yeah. So it's really nice that we've got that captured on the YouTube.
Yeah.
One of the favourite things we've looked back on recently was when we was in the horror and makeup show at Universal. And Jimmy had like such a good interaction with the cast. So watching that back, and we watched that back with Jimmy, and even he was roaring, and he was surprised at sort of how he looked, how he sounded. So yeah, we get loads of mileage out of them. We love watching them back ourselves.
Yeah, it's something the one thing that kind of like I've considered doing it with ours, and it's hard enough a lot of the time just remembering to do audio for the podcast when we're over there. But do you find it affects your trip? Because we've watched, like you say, mentioned Tim Track, and you think they vlog literally everything they do, and you think it's got to have an effect on your experience of everything you do, and you think you're trying to capture every aspect of it. Have you felt that it's affected your trips trying to do it, or has it just become a natural part of it now?
I'd say it's become very natural, and I think the biggest thing that's made it easier is just getting a crossbody camera strap, because it means that you've not got to keep rooting through your rucksack to get out the camera, which is what it was a bit like in 2017, because we didn't really know what we were doing. But just having it in the crossbody camera strap, as we're walking over to the next thing, you'd normally just be walking anyway, so it's sort of no hardship just to lift up the camera, say what the plan is. And then when you're filming, say like a show or fireworks or anything, just holding it just below your eye line, you're not stopping you're not watching it through a lens, but you're still capturing just below your eye line what you're seeing. So it's really not impacted the trip as much as I thought it would do initially.
And we only film, it's surprising just how little of the day we film.
We only end up with about 40 minutes a day footage.
Right.
But if you think, you could be in the theme parks for 10 hours, 40 minutes isn't that much of the day. Yeah. We
know people that have to whittle down hours upon hours of footage. So luckily we don't have that.
Yeah. You got your formula down now.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really you've really got it down to where it's become part of the holiday, but it's not a pain in the ass. I'll put it that way.
That's a very good way of putting it.
I couldn't think of a polite way to put it, to be honest.
Yeah,
because it is difficult, because you don't want it to encroach on things and you want it to be natural. But that's the thing with us. I usually have my audio recorder in my bag, and you forget sometimes. You get caught up in the trip, whereas like you say, because it's just there, it's easy to do it.
It's just just whip down and get it out.
And with things like the sort of, fireworks and shows and things like that, Steph will only just film brief snippets of it, because we're not one for, we don't like to insert, a full 20-minute fireworks show. I don't think, people typically want to sit and watch a whole show back. So,
well, I think the biggest point to that is there's plenty of full show, just really good 4K
good quality
videos out there. So I don't think they need my shaky camera work filming it.
Yeah, it's exactly right though. It's like when everyone says that you see the people at Disney or whatever with their iPads held up above their heads filming the fireworks and shaky as hell, and you just think, just go and watch someone who's videoed it professionally. There's plenty of them out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I do have to ask, where did the name come from?
Well, we actually come up with that while we're out in Hard Rock, didn't we? Like the initial name, which Jim come up with, was Thrills and Grills, because we like roller coasters and food, which gave us a bit of a chuckle. But it was Jimmy sort of saying about Despicable Me, Despicable Three, because we were at Universal. So we thought, we'll just have that, because it's a bit more personal to like having three of us there.
It's perfect. It's really good. I mean, it is. It kind of sums you three up, to be honest.
And it's memorable.
Oh, thank you very much.
Right. Look, I've said it. We've been doing this podcast for a long time.
Yep.
And we cover everything, and it's difficult to step back from the parks a little bit. And I realised, sitting down to kind of come up with stuff to talk about with you guys, that we haven't had just a good old chinwag about Universal Orlando for a long time.
No, we haven't.
Just to chat about the parks.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, we're used to Darren and Chris. We know their opinions on everything. So I thought, well, they've got two new people on. Let's just have a chat about the park. So the first thing I wanted actually asking you...
Should I have got the beers in?
It wouldn't have been a bad idea, actually.
I wish you told me what a bad host I am now. Well... Next time.
So getting a feel for you two and Orlando. Now, Steph, we know you went with Rick Mail when you were 16.
Oh, yeah. I certainly did.
When was the first time that you both went out?
Together, it was in 2013 over Christmas and New Year, so sort of leading into January 2014. Mm-hmm. So Jimmy was 2.5 years old, and that was in a group of 10 with my dad. My brothers, like niece, nephew, and we stayed in a villa.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a nice trip.
What about separately? Had you been before you both went together?
Oh, yeah. So I've been going since, I think it was 1997 or 1998.
Oh, wow.
So I was a little bit younger. I went 5 times before, Jim, but that was your first trip, weren't it?
Yes.
Yeah, in 2013, yeah.
Did you have to twist your arm, Jim, or was it an easy sell?
Well, the father-in-law was paying for the flights to the villa, so if anyone knows me, I like a deal. So no, not much arm twisting required.
Yeah. As soon as you said your father-in-law was paying, I was there with you.
Man
That's
after
fine,
my own heart.
Yeah. Fair dues.
It was funny though, because a lot of Steph's family, well, they're all Orlando mad, aren't they? Your family down south, and everyone was saying to me about how much I was going to love it, and it almost got to that point where, because everyone was telling me how much I was going to love it, I almost thought I don't really want to give everyone the satisfaction when everyone was heaping it on. But of course, I went out there and my own addiction started. So I often think about the father-in-law. I wish he'd got me into a cheaper addiction, something like crystal meth, because it's cost an absolute fortune ever since. So.
Yes, I knew I liked you too.
Yeah.
So when was your guys' first trip?
2004.
Yeah, 2004.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's been quite a while then.
Just the two of us. It was kind of a consolation prize. We've talked about this on the show before. We found out we couldn't have kids, so it was like, right, bugger it, let's go to Orlando instead.
We deserve something nice to look forward to, so that's what we did.
Wow.
And
to pull the curtain back, because you're going to think you can't have kids, but you've already said you've got 2.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, we adopted those 2.
Them.
Yep.
As we say, everything in our house is from the pound.
Yeah.
So we've been how many times?
Brilliant.
Too many at this point. My wallet knows
too many.
how
I can't believe you just said that.
04, 05, 09, 15, 2019, and then February this year. So like 7, I think.
7. Should have been 8.
Should have been. It would have been 8.
Yeah. We won't talk about that because Lee'll cry again. He's only just stopped.
Oh no. It's hard at the moment.
Oh, it really is. And imagine doing a podcast about it every week, knowing you're not going to be there soon. It is not easy.
However, the consolation next year could be interesting if it comes off.
Yes, well, I don't think we've mentioned this on the show at this point now. Potentially, we could be going out for 8 days, coming back for 2 weeks, and then going back out for 10 days.
Oh, wow. There you go. That'll be...
That'll do nicely,
It
won't
will.
it? Yeah.
It's hardly worth coming home, is it?
No.
Exactly.
We have considered sending the kids back on their own, because we're going out for 8 days with the kids and then going out for another weekend event that we're putting on next year, just the 2 of us. So we just send the kids back to stay out there.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I don't have a job. I don't have to come back.
It'd probably be just as easy to just book a cheap hotel, wouldn't it, for 8 days?
And we know enough people over there now, we could probably stay with somebody.
And of course, I always get sick on the flight, so you're risking that.
There you go.
Yep, no.
There you go, exactly.
Yeah. Right, I'm sold. Okay, yeah, so how many times have you been out since then, and when were you last out?
Oh, so since then we went for our first trip as a family of 3.
Mm-hmm.
We went for Jimmy's 4th birthday in 2015, and then we did 16 as well, all the parks, and then 17 at Hard Rock, 18 was pure Disney, and then last year we went twice. We went in May and September.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's pretty much been every year. This will be the first year we've missed, won't it? Because we're going to rearrange our December trip to next year now.
And much to Jimmy's delight, he actually went with his granddad, with Steph's dad and his grandma. So he's one trip up on me. And he likes to let me know that he's a more seasoned visitor than I am.
Yeah.
Do you know, I can imagine him teasing you over that.
Oh yeah.
He proper lords it up over me.
It was like watching the Assumptions video last night when you mentioned about we think Jim's secretly a policeman, and Jimmy was like, no, but he just likes his donuts.
He's quick to wind Jim up.
Oh yeah.
Mostly are actually, yeah.
Now, it's interesting because it's something I've actually done on the show quite a bit recently. Having Jimmy, who's younger, I know we've talked about it offline that Universal is your favourite, which is an interesting thing, having a younger kid. What is it you prefer about Universal over Disney? Because we've always said, like, having a younger kid, it's weird because there's barely any attractions at Universal that don't have a height requirement.
Yeah, I'd say the golden age, like when we went when Jimmy was 4, he was big enough then, say, for like the Spider-Mans and the Transformers.
Okay. Yeah.
And that sort of really opened up the park for us. When we went when he was 2, it was a more limited experience then. But I think for us, we really like food is a big part of our trip. And we really like the atmosphere for Universal as well. We really enjoy those films, I would say, more than the Disney films. Like even Jimmy, he would prefer, say, like the Marvels or the Transformers, all those sort of films over a Disney film. Okay. So, and I like that it's a little bit more relaxed in the sense that you haven't got to plan out all your fast passes, like the transport. I like that you've got iDrive nearby, so that opens up all of the restaurants and that side of things. And with the cost of the way park tickets are going, we wouldn't do Disney and Universal together in the same trip anymore. We did that twice, but we now prefer separating them out, and we come home more relaxed and enjoyable of a Universal trip.
We feel like you've had a holiday, don't you? Yeah,
you feel like you've had a holiday for sure.
It's difficult because it's that thing going over from the UK, you want to try and cram everything in, and we were going to do it. When we came over for a week in February, we were going to do a day at each Disney park and then 2 and a bit days at Universal, and it became, we were thinking, we're just going to be frazzled coming back from this, and we only did 1 day at Disney in the end, and it was a lot more relaxed from that point. And we saved like $1,000.
Oh, easy. Yeah, easy.
An interesting thing that we had, I remember being in Hollywood Studios, and that's our favourite of the Disney parks. And I remember saying to Steph, I love it here. And then the penny dropped. Steph said to me, she said, you know why? It's the one that's the most similar to Studios.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point.
Never thought about it. And so, we just love all that sort of that film element and the classics that are in there, and just the whole atmosphere to the place. We just love it.
Yeah, it is a different, you're right. It's like, I love City Walk on a night. City Walk's one of those places that when we first visited, we never paid attention to it. We just kind of blasted through it because your focus was on getting to the theme parks, and now doing this, it's opened our eyes to it a lot. And I love City Walk, especially what it's become now with all the new restaurants in. It's just a place I'd quite happily just hang out in and not even go to the theme parks, honestly.
I'm glad you put it that way.
Absolutely.
We're getting old.
No, I'm not getting old. No. Well, I am getting old.
Well, you might be, I'm not. I'm getting younger. I've decided.
My favourite place, I think, we're big fans of people watching.
Yeah.
And I think my favourite place to sit is just on those steps, looking out at the lake at City Walk with an ice cream, looking out over to like the Hard Rock Cafe and everything. That is hands down favourite place on earth for me.
Yeah. I've had many a moment there. A moment.
Yes, you have. You have moments all the time.
But it is. It's just set up that it's a perfect place to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's like Universal, we've even managed to sort out our annual passes so that we can get 5 days, I think, is it, next year for the tickets. But we said even in a 2-week holiday, we'd be quite happy with just 5 park days, staying at a Universal hotel, but still just spending some time on City Walk and going off to iDrive and exploring Orlando a little bit more.
Absolutely. And that's the thing over Disney is because Universal Orlando Resort it's all there. You can like if you're staying at one of the on-site hotels, you get the water taxi. Everything's within walking distance. The 2 theme parks, City Walk, Volcano Bay, everything you need is there. Whereas at Disney, it's a hassle to get anywhere.
It's even worse getting out and getting home.
Yeah. Whereas it's just so easy to do what you want at Universal when you want to do it.
Yeah.
The water taxi is a great shout as well. There's no better way to enter a theme park than on the water taxi.
Yeah.
And then on the way back at night, if you get the right water taxi driver where they're playing all the songs and get the whole boat in on it, it's brilliant.
Definitely. We saw that on a Cheers Ears vlog, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
So good.
We've never got to experience that ourselves.
You've got to. It's so much fun.
So good. You get the last boat back to the last taxi back to the hotel at night, and you get, I can't remember what he's called. We had him a couple of times, and he cranks that Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, cranked up as loud as it would go. It's just absolutely brilliant because the whole boat gets in on it. It's just, it's brilliant.
It's amazing.
I'll say to Jim on the last trip, I think they should bring back the Jaws ride on the water taxi.
Yeah, that's what we said.
We've said it. I'll put it in I'll do it in the lagoon. We've said that before. Yeah.
I missed
They
Jaws.
could definitely do that.
Yes.
Agreed.
So easy.
See?
Yeah. Our people.
Absolutely.
Jimmy gets the right hump about Jaws ride not being there though, because he watches it. He watches it on YouTube because he loves the film.
Right.
So yeah, he's fuming that they got rid of that.
Yeah.
Did he get to ride it?
No, he never rode it, but he really wishes he did.
Yeah. Oh, poor Jimmy.
It's
my favourite movie of all time. And I missed that ride. Yeah, I missed that ride so much.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain what replaced it, but yeah, it was good.
I know some days.
Yeah, true.
Now, if they'd have replaced it with something crappy, then maybe we could have an argument. But yeah, they didn't.
So, what's your thoughts on Fast and Furious?
Oh. Awkward silence.
Not from me. I'll let Tracy go first. We rode it for the first. So when we went out for the weekend last year, everyone knew we hadn't ridden it before. So we had our maiden voyage with our group for the weekend. We had an entire bus to ourselves, just our group. There was 60 of us on a bus.
Wow.
Was our first ride on it.
Yes.
And what did you think, dear?
What did I think? Well, I've ridden it now.
Well, I've ridden it now.
I am one of very few people that actually quite enjoys it.
We think it's hilarious, but to laugh at it, not with it.
Yes.
I don't mind it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Have I ridden it twice now?
Yeah, we did it with Jade in
Is that when I got injured?
No, that was the first time.
That was the first time. Oh, yeah. So, smashed my knees in because the bus broke down and literally just stopped dead, and I shot forward and
smashed your knee off the front of it, didn't
both
you?
my knees were bruised immediately. So that was a fun maiden voyage.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'll go on it. The pre-shows are great. But as you say, laugh at it, not with it. That's a good way of,
I don't mind it.
You've got no taste.
I know.
I know there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of hate for it, though.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't say I hate it,
I think the way we look at it is that we come off it and we're always the three of us absolutely beaming and laughing our heads off. So I know the ride designers, that's probably not what they're intending, but we always come off it. We have such a good time on it. That's why we genuinely, we do love it. We appreciate it's got a couple of sort of shortcomings, but if you come off something absolutely beaming, then it can't be too bad, can it?
No.
I've certainly been on worse rides.
That's certainly a good way of looking at it, isn't it? Rather than coming off with the hump because it's not what you wanted it to be. You're appreciating it for what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are some pretty cool cars loitering around.
Yeah. I think if it had only replaced one thing, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. But the fact that they got rid of two things to build it and...
Anyway.
Yeah.
So moving on. Anyway, now we don't want to give too much away because Steph and Jim will be taking part in our all-new rapid fire, which...
Yes, we've already set the style. I need marital disputes in answers. I think it could be interesting.
Yes, settle in for this one.
It's when you get to know your other half properly.
Oh, dear.
Well, we could turn this into a Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, we should.
I'm showing my age now. So my mother told me about that show. Yeah. But we need to talk about a few specifics first. Now, you guys have said it a few times. What are your thoughts on the Universal hotels?
I think they're very good quality for the price, especially the Surfside we stayed at. Really nice hotel, lacking the space.
Yeah.
For packing away your clothes and things. But for what you'd pay for that and what you'd pay, say, for an iDrive hotel or a Disney hotel, very good quality. Yeah. And then for the deluxe hotels, we absolutely love them, don't we?
Yeah, they're incredible.
Yeah, my favourite's Hard Rock. Jim's favourite's Portofino. So we differ a little bit. Yeah. But absolutely fantastic hotels.
That express pass is worth its weight in gold. Yes.
Oh, gosh, yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that it would cost you about that to buy your express pass for 2 days and you're getting a nice hotel room in a gorgeous hotel as well, it's a complete no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the early entry.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the one trip where we stayed 15 nights at the Hard Rock.
Oh, wow.
And that was amazing because you could just dip in and out of the parks, just nip in, nip out.
Yeah.
That was hands down the best holiday we've ever had, isn't it?
Best trip. We had one morning where Steph stayed by the pool. Me and Jimmy just put our swimming shorts on and sort of quick dry in t-shirts, walked in, did the water rides, come back and met Steph by the pool again. It was just such a brilliant holiday.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I think I remember that vlog actually.
I was going to say that one.
But yeah, it does. It makes it so much easier visiting the parks. Which ones have you stayed at? Have you stayed? You've stayed at Hard Rock, Portofino, Surfside, and
Royal Pacific.
And I know you weren't overly impressed with the Royal Pacific, were you?
We weren't, no. There just was no atmosphere there. Like round the pool, when we come back from City Walk in the evening, they had like the film on by the pool. But for example, at Hard Rock, there was like plenty of seats where you could see the film, plenty of space in the pool. But the way that they have it set up at Royal Pacific, it's just not as user-friendly. I don't really know the words to describe it. There was just no atmosphere there, really. The rooms are nice and it is a pretty resort, but we maybe just caught it on a bad night.
Maybe. But I understand what you're saying about the pool, because obviously we would cut through going to get the water taxi.
It does feel a little sort of...
It was, but it was just,
there's nothing going on. It's kind of...
Yeah, I think the shape of it.
Yeah, not that we're pool people anyway, so it's not really something we can comment on.
But I could see where, when you were talking about the movie night and everything, I could see how it wasn't quite set up properly.
Yeah, and I think especially when you go with kids, I like it when there's a pool area where you can see like most of it, so that you can keep an eye on the kids, but not necessarily have to be right by the side the whole time. And Hard Rock was set up very well for that.
Yeah.
And the surf side was perfect. You could see every little bit of the pool no matter where you were sat.
Good. Yeah. It's the smell of the lobby at the Royal Pacific. I know if I smell smell again, I will break. Well, that was sort of ground zero for the weekend of last year, and I know if I smell that smell again, that'll be me done. I'll be blubbing in the corner.
Oh, bless you. We're the same with Hard Rock smell, aren't we?
Yeah.
Love the Hard Rock smell.
I like to stay in there.
And you can buy those smells. You can buy the actual... Don't even look at the prices of them. I found out how much they were, and I was like, "You are kidding? No thanks."
I'll just remember
I like
it
but I don't like it that much.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, because we stayed at Cabana Bay in February, and I really want to stay at Sapphire Falls. We visited Sapphire Falls then, and Sapphire Falls is absolutely gorgeous.
I want to stay at Portofino. I say this every year.
Yes, how was Portofino Bay?
Oh, it was amazing. And I think especially the sun loungers there, they're so comfortable. They've got like cushioning on, which the other hotels don't have. But the rooms themselves, like the videos don't really do it justice with just how high the ceilings are and like how big the rooms are. It doesn't quite carry in a video, does it?
None of it carries on the video, does it?
Yeah.
No, it never does.
To actually walk around Portofino, and then if you've got the chaps singing opera from the balconies, it's just incredible. I absolutely love it. Hands down, my favourite hotel I've ever stayed in.
Really?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
Yes,
like Steph said, she's Hard Rock. Don't get me wrong, Hard Rock is for me just very slightly behind it. But if I had to pick one, it's Portofino all the way for me.
Yeah, I know.
That'll make my pouting have a bit more power now.
I've heard people who actually are from Italy walk in and go, "This is exactly like Portofino Bay in Italy," which is a hell of a testament.
Yeah.
Oh, just a bit, yeah.
I just think the only thing that annoys me is because they're owned by laws that you have to pay for parking, and that parking's expensive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't really get hit with that because we don't drive over there.
Right.
But it is a lot of money.
Yeah. I think the only time we've stayed any length of time was last October, and we Ubered over, so we didn't have a car, but we stayed there like the odd night for horror nights and stuff just to be closer and get express pass for the 2 days, and it's like a $32 charge for like 2 days, even if you're there for one night, and it's a lot of money.
Hang on.
That is a lot of money.
Why aren't we just leaving the car at the hotel we're going back to?
Because you've got to get there. Because Uber wasn't a thing when we stayed there.
Well, it is now. So that's what we're doing next time.
Anyway.
Stayed at a cheap hotel for most of it. There were one night somewhere nice. I mean, I do keep offering that Lee can stay at the cheap hotel and I will stay the week in a nice one, but he won't go for it.
Well, no, because it's not any cheaper. It's still spending more money.
Not my problem. Just do some overtime.
I'm not getting any time at the moment, let alone overtime.
That's true.
I thought it was us that were going to end up on the verge of divorce after the
this is normal.
round. It sounds like you guys are going to beat us to it.
This is normal for us. Now, I know you've kind of already mentioned how much food is very dear to your hearts, and it definitely is to us. And I know Universal gets a bit of flack for its food. I think the park food itself's a little rough, but what they've done in City Walk's definitely a lot better. And you guys have spent a lot of your vlogs. Like we've watched them going, I've never eaten there. I want to eat there now.
We've got especially a big long list now.
You mentioned iDrive. You go down to iDrive a lot, and I've watched the ones where you've done This Is What We Ate on iDrive over the week and stuff. Places I've never heard of, but now I'm like, we need to go there for definite.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're right. I think some of the food, you're probably right. In the parks isn't amazing. We think there's some decent options in there, but for us, the best thing to do is we just nip out the park, go on to City Walk.
Yep.
Like we said earlier, you've got an absolute array of fantastic restaurants.
Definitely.
It takes you 10 minutes, doesn't it, to walk out the park, have your lunch and walk back in. So a lot of people moan about the food, and we just think to ourselves, just leave the park, have a bite on City Walk and go back in.
Yep.
It's giving you a break as well from the hustle and bustle of the actual parks. So
yeah, very true.
You know.
And that goes to the fact that I said before about it being such a small footprint that you can do that, and it's not going to impact your day much really at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the one sort of exception is we've had some nice food at Volcano Bay, haven't we?
Oh,
Which surprised me because we've never had nice food at any other water park in Orlando.
Yeah.
That's a testament. Yeah, I know. Well, because they pared it back though, didn't I? I know when Volcano Bay first opened, they had all the eateries had this huge array of massive stuff that looked amazing, and then after about 3 weeks they pared it all back. Like the options they've got now aren't what it was supposed to be when it first opened, which is a shame.
I know. It's kind of,
I didn't know that.
That's kind of paid to my plan was we get a cabana
and just eat.
They go and do all the watery stuff because I'll do a lazy river, the odd slide thing, but I was just going to sit and just keep saying, right, now bring me that dish, and now bring me that dish, and I was just going to sit there and get fat. But
Volcano Bay tapas.
Yes,
yes, that should be a thing.
That's my plan.
You look at like you guys will understand it as well. Like what City Walk was 5 years ago, or maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and what it is now are two completely different things. And I think you've got such a choice now of really high class restaurants to go to that it's actually difficult to pick. Even though there's not like loads. It's not like going to Disney Springs where there's probably 50 restaurants. There's maybe like 8, but it's still difficult to pick some because they all are really good.
Oh yeah. And there's loads of them that are really good value as well, like Cowfish, for example. Like you're not really paying over the odds there.
No.
You know, we've had theme park food that's been coming out at a very similar price, and that's a proper sit-down restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cowfish is a funny one. It's very hit and miss. Our first experience, horrendous.
Yes.
Horrendous. Last time, that was really good.
We weren't going back, we got talked into it, and I am converted. Best sushi I've had in years.
Yeah, our first experience of Cowfish is the thing of legend on our podcast. It was not pretty.
No.
Oh, okay. We need to go back and listen to that episode then.
Awful. It was awful. But I like it. Big Fire. Have you guys been to Big Fire yet?
No, I don't think it was open last time we went.
Add it to your list.
Oh, okay. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so good.
It's phenomenal. But because have you been to Toothsome?
Once. That was 2017, wasn't it? So a while back.
What did you think of it?
It was okay. I wouldn't say it was anything to write home about, but it wasn't bad. It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a so.
Yeah.
We went there in February.
We had
and
a
it was
bad
a bit,
server, and so we ended up in there. And I wanted a coffee to warm up, but because of problems with milk and things, I'd drink it black. So I'd said to the server, "Can I get a black coffee?" And he said, "I can't do that." I was like, "Oh." They said, well, the coffee machine's broken and all the cafetiers are out of service. Okay. I was like,
all right.
Okay. He said, "Make you an Americano and not put any milk in it."
Like that, not
that's like the same thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's a black coffee.
Yeah. And it was, how bizarre.
Yeah, and that was kind of like how it went on.
Yeah, well, Darren's burger came out and the bun was that stale. You know when you get a bread bun and it just kind of crumbles?
Yes,
like
I've had that before, yeah.
But for the most part, everything, Antojitos is a big favourite of ours.
Oh, so we had a bad experience there, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Antojitos,
We've been once, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, that was a Saturday night prime time, like 7:00. Very busy, but it just weren't a great experience. I thought there was more flavour in an old El Paso than there was at Antojitos when we went. Yeah.
Controversial stuff.
I like
it's so funny. That's bad when you're saying that.
I know. It wasn't great, but for Mexican for us, it's about Uncle Julio's on iDrive now, isn't it? I don't think I could ever go to Antojitos.
Yeah. That's on my list now. Thank you very much.
Oh, it is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. It's funny because we talked about it beforehand, like how obviously Jimmy's a big part of your videos and stuff, and I wish our kids were like that. Like he will literally try anything. He has the appetite of a horse, and you must be so proud because he'll chuck anything at him and he'll try it.
It always makes me laugh though when you say we just got 2 dishes and Steph's going to have her dish and Jim and Jimmy are going to share one. And then you hear Jim had to go and get another one because Jimmy ate it every time. Yeah. I knew it was coming.
He really loves his food.
Yeah.
He's been brought up round us, hasn't he? So he's heard us talking about food. But it's such a big part of our holiday. And if we have a bad meal over there, you're sort of a bit gutted because that's a missed opportunity to have had a good meal, which I know sounds a bit silly, but it's we really look forward to it.
Yeah. No, we're exactly the same.
The theme parks have set themselves up now that food is a big part, especially Universal. The food is a big part of the experience.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Mythos?
Yes, but not for a long.
Couple of times
2013 was the last time we went.
Oh, a long time then. Yeah.
It's
first time was amazing.
It's always kind of had a reputation that it should be better than it is.
Yes, yeah. I was just quite because they always have that sign up, don't they? Like best theme park food for so many years and things like that. But I'd say that's been the sort of reaction that we've had from a lot of people, isn't it? That it's a bit overrated.
I'm glad we've done it there. And to be fair, you're not going to get a better view than you get from there. So I'm certainly glad we did it. But I think I would leave to go to City Walk in future on the price. And if you think about it again, going back, I sound like a tighty again. But I think one of the best options on City Walk is Red Oven Pizza, Pizza Bakery.
Yeah.
They
are hands down my favourite pizzas, and we were talking earlier about you being able to get reasonable options in terms of price. I can't believe how cheap those pizzas are for how good quality they are.
Yep, I completely
agree. Freshly made as well. It's not like it's cheap theme park pizza. It's good pizza.
Good pizza. Yeah.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to find in Florida.
Yeah.
Mythos
is such a shame because you look at the building it's in, like it beautiful. Draws you to it. The inside of it's amazing, and then the food's kind of just like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they keep changing the menu. They've changed the menu regularly over the last 6 or 7 years, and they've never managed to stick to something that people like. It doesn't have the signature food that it should have for Islands of Adventure's signature restaurant.
No.
Yeah.
You think they'd just grab it by the scruff of the neck, though? Because like you say, everything is there, just set up. All they need is a good menu and good food, and they've cracked it, haven't they?
Apparently that cheese sandwich tomato soup thing that they're doing at the moment is apparently well worth a try.
Oh, yeah. Steph, you had that, didn't you?
You had that, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, it was very salty.
Oh.
Ah, okay.
So it was very nice to begin with. When you taste it, lovely. But then when you get like sort of 5 mouthfuls in, and then like the salt really hits you, it was like, yeah.
And if you have the look I have, I'm still waiting for my refill.
Oh, behave yourself.
I'm not letting that go. Not letting that go.
It'd be funny if you walk in there next time we go to Mythos and the server goes, there you go, madam.
We'll go back to Mythos, are we?
I think we should. I think our cowfish experience has proved that you need to give everywhere at least 2 goes.
We've been there twice. First time was brilliant. Second time was, You said you won't go back until they do the butter again.
Yes, that's my biggest issue with Mythos is they used to do the little butter pats that had the Universal logo printed on them. Now it's just normal, and I'm boycotting the place now.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures of that, and it's the little touches like that you want from a signature restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah. We felt quite cheated by that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what does it take? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your signature restaurant. That little bit of effort is, it's. Yeah.
There's got to be some spare house elves somewhere that can do it.
It's only down the road. It's only next
but also in the day and age of Instagram, it's little things like that people take photos of and share. So it's little things like that they need to grab hold of to raise the profile.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Big Fire, just going back to that one. We were there with friends, and Stu got the old-fashioned, the whiskey. Oh, yeah. And they make a big thing. It comes out on a tray, and there's
smoke in the glass.
The glass is covered with a dome, and it's all wood smoke inside. And then they bring a pair of chocolates, this giant cube of ice. But it's the ice has been
stamped with the
stamped
Big Fire logo. Yeah,
it's got the logo in it.
Oh, it sounds awesome.
They do it on the burger buns as well. They stamp the burger buns with the Big Fire logo as well. Stamp, brand them. That's the one.
Yeah,
it's not a stamp. It's not like stamp. Ink. You're not eating.
And that for me was, and I don't even drink that type of whiskey anyway. But I'm going now. I said when we go back, I'm having one just because
Yeah.
I enjoyed the experience. I did actually. It wasn't a bad whiskey. I could drink it, but I was just like, I don't care how much it costs, Lee. I'm still having one. It's not my money.
Good.
It's monopoly money as far as I'm concerned.
Because you don't have to go out and earn it.
I think that's where Toothsome won with their thing when they first opened, and it was like just when freak shakes were all coming out, and everyone was queuing up to get the milkshakes. Yeah, but it is all of that sort of social media sharing it, and then other people wanting to go there to experience it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, that's why Voodoo Donuts is there.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think they're pretty good donuts.
They're okay.
I made a wrong choice, but I've made a right choice.
We're very baked. Jimmy gets hooked into. He gets the voodoo doll. He gets all the fancy ones.
Yeah.
We're just simple. We just like glazed, don't we? We're so vanilla. We're just so boring, Steph and I. But Jimmy, he goes full hog for all the fancy looking ones.
No, the blueberry muffin or blueberry.
It's just blueberry
cake one. That was my favourite one.
I still haven't had enough.
Yeah. It was just a good solid donut.
I still need about 4.
Yeah,
but what's it called? I always call it a creamsicle.
Oh, the orange sickle. The actual universal one.
That was so disappointing.
Yeah, that didn't look like our cup of tea. I remember seeing that one.
We got the canolos when we were over in February as well. They were nasty. They were not nice.
No.
To be honest, you can't go wrong with just a plain glazed donut in there, I think.
I think you're right.
I do like the voodoo doll. That was my first.
Oh, really?
Experience.
I don't like the chocolate on it.
I like a jam donut, honestly.
Just get a jam donut then. If you go to Walmart, you get a big box of them for the same price.
But it's not in the shape of a person.
Oh, exactly. You want to get a photo of it.
Exactly.
But let's face it, the big pink is the best donut there, isn't it?
I wouldn't know. I've never
keep your
tasted
voodoo
it.
donuts. Let's go to Simpsons and have a big pink.
Yeah.
Too right. So, again, not getting too much into your favourites. We want to discuss the rides and shows.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet.
So, what are your favourites? What are your least favourites? And is there anything you would like to see added?
We already know your thoughts of Fast and Furious. Let's go on a quick one then. What do you think of Kong?
Kong, we enjoy it. We do enjoy it. And that's one that Jimmy will ask, can we do Kong next?
And that's the weird thing, because it's literally the same thing as Fast and Furious.
Oh, yeah. It was based on the same one from the Hollywood, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows that you can take literally the same premises, part of the tram tour. One can be pretty decent and the other one's literally ridiculed by everybody.
Yeah, I feel like they made much more effort with Kong.
Agreed.
With the like animatronic moves in the front of the car, whereas on Fast and Furious it is just a basic dummy that's sat in there, not even moving, no effort, nothing.
No, we like Kong. It's one of the most, I think we rode it the most in February, didn't we? Because it was the one with the least weight, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the animatronic at the end as well was sensational, isn't it?
Oh, gosh, that Kong animatronic's amazing.
Yeah. Are you Potter fans at all, either of you two?
Oh, yeah. I'm a really big Potter fan. Jim's only become a Potter fan since going to the Universal Parks.
Yeah, we hear that a lot, actually.
Yeah, it just grabs you and draws you in.
Yeah, the impact it's had on theme parks as a whole, the Wizarding World is just, like, you feel it everywhere now.
Yeah, it's set the bar high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you going to shut up and let him answer the question?
Yeah, sorry.
Because, you know.
Oh, yeah, so favourite rides.
Yes,
I'm a really big fan of the screen rides, which I know Universal gets a lot of flack for, with like the Spider-Mans and Transformers, Jimmy Fallon, where they say you get your 3D glasses. But I do genuinely enjoy all those sort of rides.
Spider-Man, in terms of enjoyment for us, is just... it's another one we come off beaming.
Yeah.
I could ride that 10 times in a day and enjoy it every single time.
Yeah. And it's so quotable.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because from like watching your vlogs, you guys really like Fallon, and it's one that we like, and people are like, most people don't like it. They think it's another one that probably shouldn't have been there yet. I know you guys like it. We like it. I like
we
it.
enjoy it. Yeah, really enjoy it.
Yeah. I don't think I couldn't name a bad ride out there apart from maybe the teacup, the Stormforce. Can't think what it's called.
You just haven't ridden it with me.
There's a reason why I haven't ridden it with you.
Yeah, and I've been working out since.
To make you a bit sickly.
It'll make me very sick.
It's full force. Pulling on that wheel in the middle, and I had to put my arm on Jade at one point because I thought she was going to fly out.
Oh gosh! We've only ridden it once, and we did see someone physically throw up getting off it, didn't we?
Oh, boy, did he throw up!
Yeah.
There's your Instagram picture.
I know.
I was an American school kid, and I didn't think it was possible for anyone to actually hold that much vomit inside.
Oh, wow!
It was incredible.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty intense.
Oh.
I do think one that's maybe overrated a bit is the Pterodon Flyers. Because it is such a short ride.
Yeah.
And I remember queuing with Jimmy about 45 minutes,
Yep.
and there's no shade in that queue.
No, there isn't.
Blasting heat, our first time going on it, and it's a very short ride.
But it is good, though.
Yeah, I will say.
Views.
I will say something to you, Steph. There'll be people listening to this who will be complaining now, and that can't get on it because they don't have a child, and you're complaining that you've been on it. They'll be like, "We haven't even been on it because we haven't got a child." And she's complaining that she got to go on it.
Well, I'd like to reassure those people you're not missing out on anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also bear in mind that they can go on the really big coasters, and we're there queuing up for Pterodon Flyers because Jimmy's not big enough.
No.
But if we are ever out there and anyone's desperate to go on it, we do hire Jimmy out for a very reasonable flat rate.
I'd pay that. It'd be awesome to go on a ride with Jimmy, in fairness.
I agree. I'd pay double the going rate.
It'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
You'll have people... Despicable Three, where are they on Instagram again? How much do you charge?
I'm sure I've seen it now as they're coming out of the lockdown and people can go in, that anyone can go on it at the moment.
Yeah, I think this is the weird thing, though, that because they've done it quite a few times, and I don't understand if they can, why they don't.
Probably to keep the line down so the kids have a chance.
Probably, yeah.
I do think that is what it is, that they keep the lines down for the kids. But it's not like they do that for One Fish, Two Fish or any other. But
No, that's true.
I suppose with Pterodon Flyers, it does get the long queues with just the kids. So then if you added in the adults as well, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah. Have you managed to ride on Hagrid's yet then?
Oh, yeah. I did it a couple of times in September, didn't we? Loved it. Yeah. Absolutely loved it. It's another level.
Yeah. It really is.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Have you ridden it at night?
No, unfortunately not.
Put that on your bucket list.
There's your bucket list for next time. Make sure you ride it at night. It's a whole different experience.
If you can get it and time it so the sun is starting to set. The first time we rode it, we just hit it right.
So it's just
at dusk. It was just dusk, and it was fully dark by the time we came off it. And it was magical.
But it is such a different experience in the dark.
Yeah.
Especially when you go down into like the Forbidden Forest section with the centaurs, it is pitch black down there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I would love to do it in the dark, I have to say. Because they've all got like little headlights on, haven't they, the bikes? Yeah. It looks beautiful.
It's that thing though, Islands is hardly ever open past dark. That's the odd thing. We looked out in February because it was open till 10 o'clock. So I think we rode it at like 10:05.
Yeah.
But it's not normally open that late.
No.
No, we had that when we stayed at Hard Rock, didn't we? But there was a lot of evenings where it was like Grad Bash and like that sort of thing, where it closed early. So there wasn't too many late nights there.
No, and they tend to close, not all the time, but quite often people hire the parks out, so they shut early for like events and stuff, like private events, which is a bit...
Yeah,
you've got to plan your day. We've always said that for if you're doing like the one night at a premium hotel to get the express, you want to check to make sure there's not the private events going on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That'd be really disappointing.
It would.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a bit crappy, actually, isn't it? Because you're still paying your full price ticket, but not getting a full...
Yeah.
I suppose you just go over into the other park, don't you? That's the argument will be if one's shut, then you just go over to the other one.
Yeah.
That's it. You just got to plan it out that little bit.
Yeah. Right. We will take an ad break to pay the bills and keep the landlords happy, and then we'll be back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffler Trees in Zeus Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse & Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specialising in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U-Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customised service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everyone. As I'm not even hosting.
No,
this
you're not.
thing,
That's why I'm looking at you.
I'm so used to it.
Just carry on doing it. It's fine.
Apparently, I've taken over hosting duties. I do apologise.
Story of my life.
I'm just so used to it at this point. Sorry. Moving on a little bit. I was very excited when I saw you were going to Halloween Horror Nights last year, because I know you've never been before, and I was like, first timers at Horror Nights is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then
it was a very last minute decision. Well, it was like the day, wasn't it? Yeah. We booked the tickets. We weren't planning on doing it, and it's not an event we ever wanted to do before, if I'm honest.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm not a big horror fan particularly. I used to, but Jimmy was desperate to do it after seeing all the flyers of it. But we thought it was a strictly 13 and over thing. We didn't think he could go to it. So we tweeted out a picture of him reading the leaflet, sort of making a joke that he wanted to go. And we had some friends, Nate and Craig, comment saying, "Oh, you do realise he can go? We've seen kids there before." And then we looked into it that little bit more, had a day deliberating, to decide, are we doing the right thing, or are we really irresponsible parents for doing this? But we had to have a serious conversation with Jimmy that he had to adapt to the event, and we couldn't expect the event to adapt to him to cater for children, because it's not a children's event. No. And it's not something I would recommend children to go to unless it is something that they are fully prepped for.
Yeah. Well, we all know our own kid, don't we?
That's it. We took our youngest when she was 11, and she loved it. It all comes down to the individual kid at the end of the day.
The oldest kid wasn't very happy, but she was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've got a cousin who walked in and saw the chainsaw first scare zone, walked straight back out again.
I love the chainsaws.
Because you just ended up sort of wandering around doing the scare zones, and you didn't go into any of the houses, did you?
We did 4 houses.
Yeah. Did you? All right. Oh,
we did Ghostbusters, Stranger Things, Killer Clowns, and Universal Monsters.
Okay.
Killer Clowns.
That was our very first thing we did, Killer Clowns. That was the reason why Jimmy wanted to go.
Yeah.
He was desperate to see the Killer Clowns, and we'd seen it as a scare zone the previous year.
Yeah.
Didn't realise it was a house this year, but that was literally straight to Killer Clowns. We weren't holding Jimmy's hand or anything going round. We're like, come on, Jimmy, you're a big boy. Yeah. You're at this event. And then halfway through, we could see him shaking, bless him. He was scared. I was shaking. We all held each other's hand. And then I thought he'd want to leave or he'd cry, but he'd come out and he did love it. Yeah. He did absolutely love it.
Killer Clowns was a real baptism of fire.
It really was.
Definitely.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be as scary as it was, if I'm honest.
Oh, it's a good job you didn't take him through to House of 1,000 Corpses then.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
No, I didn't want to do anything gruesome with it.
Yeah, that one would have been too much.
Killer Clowns is an awesome house.
Sorry, Jim, go on.
No, I was just going to say, we took him to Mel's. We got him some fries and a milkshake. Oh, he got his composure, and then he was just like, he just wanted to go again. And we ended up going, well, I went 3 nights, didn't I? And then you and Jimmy went 2 nights. So, you know, he loved it. Well, I think the fact that he wanted to go back sort of confirms that. And just such a great experience. And like I say, we'd never really fancied it, Steph and I, but now we're massive converts, and I'd love to do it all the time now. I really would.
It's funny how many people aren't horror fans but love Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. I think it's just an appreciation to the amount of effort that they go to with the theming and the houses and the sets and just the actors. There's so much that goes into it, and I'm a big theatre fan, and it is a bit like theatre.
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I love horror films, and I've sort of looked back now and paid a bit more interest to it, and seen that, you know, there's been, like, my favourite horror film is the original Halloween.
Oh, thank you, mine too.
There's been I'd have been absolutely terrified, because that film really does things to me. But to have done that house, that must have been incredible. And did you say, Steph, there's been a Lost Boys at one point years ago.
They were running around. Yeah, I was sort of looking up through the previous years, and it was an interview with the lady who created Horror Nights, and they had one year where they just had like the gang of Lost Boys just running around. Yeah,
was that Julie Zimmerman, Steph?
Yes, it was. Yeah. It was. Yeah. She seems amazing.
She's an absolute sweetheart.
We've had her on the show about 3 times, and she was actually part of our event last year.
Oh, wow.
She's so lovely.
I mean, she's just an absolutely legendary woman.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. She really is.
Yeah, they've never done a Lost Boys house, but everyone keeps wishing for it every year.
I know.
Everyone wants it.
Yeah. We went on our first trip, actually, 2004, when it was like there was no IPs. There was no, like, nothing was based on any films or anything, and just completely fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And we'd never done anything like that, because it's not, at that point, it wasn't even a thing. Like, scare attractions weren't really a thing over here. The closest you get was maybe one of the dungeons.
Yeah.
And then to go over there and see something on the level of a Halloween Horror Nights was just, you fall in love with it, because it's just complete immersion into... Have you found that it's got worse with how more popular it's got over the years? A lot of people come. I don't think it. We went last year and we did 4 nights last year, and last year was supposed to be busier than ever. And as long as you go in with the mindset knowing it's going to be busy, and you put everything in place that you need to, and just because we had Express for most nights, and we did a private RIP
the
tour
Express
as
for
well.
later as well, didn't we? We used it quite.
It hit Stay and
carefully.
Scream, get a few knocked out early on. I mean, I think the first night we went, we had Express, but we did 6 houses before we used our Express passes.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's just knowing the event and how to get the best out of it, I think.
Yeah. But if you can afford it, RIP is the way to go.
Yes, if you've got enough friends over there and you can afford a private RIP tour, that is the way to go. You will never do Horror Nights normally again.
Yeah.
Because you basically just have your own tour guide and you get backdoored into every house.
Wow. Yeah, so just straight in there.
Yeah.
Food for you.
Food's included.
You get, like, we saw Academy of Villains in the Friends and Family row. We got a private viewing area for Marathon of Mayhem. We did every house twice.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's worth it, but it's
we didn't get to see any of the shows, did we? Because there is, like, a lot of alcohol and drinking.
Yes.
So we tried to get Jimmy out by about 10 o'clock, sort of before it was going to get like too rowdy or anything.
Yeah, that's fine. To be honest, it's we worried when we brought the kids over for the first time for it. Jade was 11 and Raymond was 16, and we were worried a little bit about it then, and we never really had an issue. For all, there's a lot of drinking going on. You don't really see any rowdy behaviour. I know Universal are really on top of it.
Yeah. Having had some of the cocktails,
there's not a lot of alcohol. No, there isn't.
Oh, is there not?
No.
Those $15 drinks they sell in the souvenir cups, it's like orange squash.
Oh, no.
I can't drink.
It's a lot of money.
I don't drink. And I necked one outside the Monsters house last year and expected to get a buzz off it. Nothing at all.
Oh, gosh.
It's a good job I didn't pay for it.
Stick to your freestyle cup.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's cheaper and much better value.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Have you guys been out for the holidays or for Mardi Gras all yet?
No, so we went out over Christmas for Jimmy's first trip when he was 2.
Yeah.
And that was quite nice with, like, the Grinchmas show and with, like, all the Who's, and, like, you get to meet, like, the proper Grinch, not like the cartoon Grinch. We really enjoyed that. But we've never been out for Mardi Gras, have we?
No.
Is it on the list?
I would love to, but I think as Jimmy gets older, it's harder to sort of fit in around school holidays and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think is that like February, March time, Mardi Gras?
Yeah. So it's like that's when we were out there for February half term this year.
Right. Okay. So then, and it's around then. Yeah. It's just trying to get it to fit in. I think May time tends to be our favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like May. But if you fancy a bit of a change, because I've wanted to do Mardi Gras for years, and it was everything I wanted and more.
Oh, really?
So, if you can get a place on the the parade float throwing beads, it's the best thing ever.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've seen people do that. You've done that, have you?
Yeah, we did it this year. It was one of the best things we've ever done there. It was amazing.
It goes by in the blink of an eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We watched Rick's Flicks, Rick and Nikki.
Yeah.
We watched them doing it, and they look like they're having the time of their life.
It really is. It's weird though, because we saw the parade one night, and it's like, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, like catching the beads for the kids and stuff. And then when you get on the parade float and you're seeing it from the other, it's like the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, it really is.
It's literally like The Walking Dead, because everyone's like, you've got adults clambering over kids trying to get The plastic beads, come on, people. It's like The Walking Dead.
I can imagine, actually, yeah.
How did you actually get to be on that? How does that work?
How we did it was different from most people. It's basically, I think this year they did it different. It used to be you had to sign up on the day, but they're doing it on the app now. So you basically go on the app and register your interest in it, and then it's basically a lottery system, and they'll just pick so many people. Definitely, if you go out, try for it as much as you can, because it's one of those experiences that it stays with you forever. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, fab.
Another one for the list?
Yes. Oh, there's tons. Like there is. You realise how much there is when you really start delving into the resort more. There's tons of little things that you can do that a lot of people don't generally know about, and we try and push that as much as possible so people get the best out of the trips. But then we don't want to do it too much because then everyone knows about it.
That's it.
But we'll tell you because we like you.
Yeah.
Keep some things back.
It's like, have you guys ever done the immigration tour at Men in Black?
No, we haven't. And again, that's something I've seen on a video, but we just never really got round to doing, have we?
Yeah. And that's as simple as just walking up to a team member and saying, can we go in the immigration room? And as long as they're not, like now would be the perfect time to do it. But and they just take you down, have a wander around. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you get to sign in a book and fill in your immigration form.
Because they do a behind the scenes tour at the Mummy as well. The production tour, which kind of show you like under the track and stuff, which we haven't done that one. I think they do one at Fallon. I think they do one at Hulk.
Gosh, I didn't really know all that. I'll have to look into that.
I didn't know those either.
Yeah.
I should pay more attention.
You should, do you?
Yeah.
I can't believe we've been going for over an hour at this point.
Gosh.
Are you ready? This is where you're going to get to know each other well. So they're all this or that questions, but it's when you answer and then Jim answers and Steph will go, what? I didn't know you liked that one over that one. So it should be quite funny. Right, the first one is Universal Studios Florida, Islands of Adventure or Volcano Bay?
Universal Studios for me.
Islands of Adventure.
Descent already.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Port of entry or Production Central?
Production Central.
Port of entry.
Oh, sorry, Steph, but I'm liking Jim much more at this point.
No.
I'm definitely the second best one.
Zeus Landing or Kid Zone?
Zeus Landing.
Zeus Landing.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Answer.
That's an easy answer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley?
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley all day.
Yeah.
Forbidden Journey or Hagrid's?
Hagrid's.
Hogwarts Express, London to Hogsmeade or Hogsmeade to London?
London to Hogsmeade. You don't want to see the M1 as you're coming into London, do you?
London, I'll agree.
That is a good point. Spider-Man or Transformers?
Spider-Man.
Easiest one of the lot, Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think we gathered that already.
Shrek or Minion Mayhem?
Minion Mayhem.
Minion.
Yeah, there's only one answer there. Yeah. Flight of the Hippogriff or Woody Woodpecker's Nuthouse Coaster?
Flight of the Hippogriff.
Hippogriff, yeah.
Confrontation, Jaws or Earthquake?
Oh, Jim hasn't done any of them. I'd say Jaws.
All right then, Jim, which one would you want to have ridden out of the three?
100% Jaws. And even though not an option, Back to the Future as well, because I'm gutted that I never got to do that.
That'll keep Darren happy if he listens back. The Hulk or Rip Ride Rocket?
The Hulk, defo.
Hulk.
E.T. or Poseidon's Fury?
E.T.
E.T. Anything over Poseidon's Fury. Woody Woodpecker over Poseidon's Fury.
Ooh, interesting. One Fish, Two Fish or Kang and Kodos?
Oh, yeah, the alien. I'd go One Fish, Two Fish.
One Fish, Two Fish. I love that ride, yeah.
Zeus Trolley Ride or Pteranodon Flyers?
Oh, the Zeus Trolley Ride. We love that.
Yes.
Flyers for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, contradicting each other already.
I know. I'm surprised at that one.
I can make money out of Pteranodon Flyers, hiring Jimmy.
That's
so that's why.
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
I think we know the answer to this one, and I put it in just for a laugh anyway. But Reign of Kong or Fast and Furious?
Oh, that is a tough one, actually.
Fast and Furious, just for pure entertainment.
Yeah,
wow.
Kong's a better ride, but we come off laughing more on Fast and Furious, so I'll go with you for that.
I think you are probably the only two people we will ever have on this podcast that would pick Fast and Furious over Reign of Kong. I feel pretty confident in saying that.
That was a tough one.
You're not being inviting us back on again.
Hey, everyone's got an opinion and that's yours.
Rips or Falls, Build Rat Barges or River Adventure?
Oh, River Adventure.
River Adventure.
Yeah, all the
100%.
feels. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jaws or Diagon Alley?
Diagon Alley. As much as I love Jaws, Diagon Alley is another level.
And as much as I'm gutted that I didn't get to do Jaws, I couldn't take Diagon Alley away because it's incredible. So Diagon Alley for me as well.
Yeah. Mummy or Gringotts?
Oh, that's brutal.
I'm going to go Gringotts.
The struggle is reeling at you.
Mummy, sorry.
They're the noises I like to hear over these questions.
Real agony.
The Simpsons or Back to the Future?
Back to the Future.
I'd love to have tried Back to the Future, so yeah.
Fallon or Twister?
Fallon.
Fallon, didn't do Twister.
No, you're not missing anything.
Fallon's the right answer.
No, Twister was pants.
I haven't heard that word for a while. I like
it. Keeping it retro.
The Night Bus or the Hogwarts Express?
Oh, the Hogwarts Express.
Express, yeah.
Megatron, Optimus Prime or Bumblebee?
Bumblebee.
Ooh, yeah, Bumblebee.
Nobody ever says Megatron.
No. On-ride effects, fire or water?
Water.
Water.
Smell. It's not.
They're not necessarily going to know this.
It's not a statement.
A few times, haven't they?
But Halloween Horror Nights fog or the ETQ?
Oh, ETQ.
Favourite smell on earth, ETQ.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys haven't been to Horror Nights enough then. Because that smell brings all the feels back whenever you smell it.
Walking through the Killer Clown's house with Jimmy, it wasn't fog we could smell.
I love it.
Honeydukes or Snookers and Snookers?
Honeydukes. Yeah.
I've never heard an answer get done exactly the same time.
I've got to ask, did you two just look at each other as you said it?
We did.
Perfect.
Love Honeydukes. We spent a lot of time in there.
Yeah. Pizza fries or pizza tots?
Pizza fries. Yeah, we love that.
We've never had them. Everyone raves about
I
them.
kept missing them.
They're really good. Yeah.
Pumpkin juice or a flaming moor?
Oh. Never had either.
Never had either. I was going to have to be a flaming mo, I think.
I reckon so, yeah.
No, pumpkin juice is the right answer.
Trust me,
Is it really?
flaming moor's more expensive.
Pumpkin juice is amazing.
Okay.
Nobody else
There's a hint of sarcasm there. Tracy likes it, no one else does.
Well,
actually, I don't mind
Oh,
it.
okay.
The next question, actually the correct answer is pumpkin juice.
Yeah, anyway.
The question is butterbeer, hot frozen or regular?
Neither. None.
What?
Yeah,
None of us like butterbeer, do we?
You see?
No.
And pumpkin juice is the right choice.
Have you
It's the right answer.
Have you had all three?
Vile.
No, we've only had regular, and I've heard frozen is better.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I think it's just the thought of I'd rather just go and have a Coke.
The difference is the regular is very sweet and very sickly. The frozen takes the sweet edge off it, so it's still butterbeery, but nowhere near as sweet and sickly. The hot is amazing.
Okay.
It's not.
It
I
doesn't
couldn't think about having a hot drink in Florida.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like it's not.
Cardboard.
I think people, if you don't like butterbeer, won't try the hot because I don't like that. Why am I going to like it hot? And it's not the same. It's like a caramelly hot chocolate, if that makes sense. I love it.
No, I've worked out the problem with it. You know when you get a cup of takeout coffee and sometimes it tastes of the cup?
Right, okay, yeah.
That's what happens with
No, it
this.
doesn't.
It takes on the cardboard.
Oh, yeah. You're not selling it.
Pumpkin juice.
I'm terrible at my job.
Pumpkin juice is what? Apple and apricot juice.
It is nice.
With a little
I
bit
like
of pumpkin in it.
It's very
and then
cinnamony.
it's not very cinnamony. It's got a bit of cinnamon and ginger in it.
Okay.
And it's lovely.
And then pumpkin fizz is pretty decent as well.
And if you put a shot of fire whiskey in it, you get a jack-o'-lantern.
And you said it was horrible.
Yeah, but they put
And it
ice in
cost me
it.
$20.
They put ice in it. Why'd you put ice in it? No.
Anyway, moving on with
moving
rapid
on.
fire.
Yeah, sorry.
Duff or Wizard's Brew?
Duff beer.
Neither for me. I don't really drink out there, do I? No.
Yeah, me either.
They're both good. Leaky cauldron or 3 broomsticks?
Ooh, leaky cauldron, I think. Had that breakfast there, didn't we?
Yeah, leaky cauldron, yeah.
This one's going to be a tough one for you because you haven't been there, but Big Fire or Toothsome?
Ooh, I'd prefer to try Big Fire than go back to Toothsome, I'd say. Yeah.
Good way of looking at it.
Sold it well.
You have.
Mythos or Lombards?
Ooh, never been to Lombards, but again, I'd give that a go over Mythos.
Over a return, I agree, yeah.
It's a good way of looking at it, actually. Vivo or Antihitos?
Ooh, again, never been to Vivo, have we?
No.
We've got a lot we need to try. I'd probably give Vivo's a go over Antihitos.
And why not?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, after what you said before, I'm surprised it took some as much deliberation because you were like, Antojitos like Old El Paso, no, go Vivo.
Yeah, exactly.
Voodoo donut or lad donut? I think I know this answer.
I think we kind of do, don't we?
Oh,
I know Jim's answer.
I'd go voodoo.
well, I'm sticking with my lard lad from earlier. So
Yeah.
I think this one could be an interesting one for you two, actually. Today Cafe or Bread Box?
Oh, I'm going to go Today Cafe. I loved it there.
Yes.
I love
Me
bread box as well. Though.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with bread box.
That's somewhere we haven't tried, but because of your vlogs, we are definitely going to try it next time.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, really
Beautiful,
nice.
really good.
But I will be picking up a matcha green tea puff from the Today Cafe to walk across with, because that is the best thing ever created.
Oh,
they're amazing. I got told off because people wanted to try it and I just inhaled it instead.
No, I didn't get to try it.
I don't
fine,
share.
it's good.
Yep. Green eggs and ham or fast food boulevard?
Ooh, Fast Food Boulevard.
Yeah, because I don't think that's ever been open while we've
Really?
been there, is it?
No.
Green eggs, is it?
No, I don't think so.
It's all right.
Now they started doing the tots,
The tots
it's
are
a lot
good.
decent. It's a lot better than it was. But not when you're trying all 4 of them between 2 of you.
No.
Strong Water Tavern or Bar 17 Bistro?
Ooh, Bar 17 Bistro.
Yep, Bar 17.
Oh, Chris will be rolling in his... He's not in his grave, is he?
in his
I'm not going to
grave.
say that, but...
Okay. You're all in his bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do. Red Oven or Hot Dog Hall of Fame?
Oh, Red Oven.
Red Oven all
Yeah, I think we
day.
knew that
Yeah.
answer was coming.
Yeah.
Fat Tuesdays or Shea Alcatraz?
Ooh, Shea Alcatraz, I'd say.
Fat Tuesdays for me.
Oh,
Menchie's or Cold Stone?
Cold Stone. Yeah.
never been to either. The Horror Makeup Show, Animal Actors or The Barney Show?
Oh, horror
Horror
makeup.
makeup.
Love it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think there's only one choice in there.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
Yeah, let's be real.
Yeah. Blues Brothers or Celestina Warbeck?
Blues Brothers.
Yeah, Blues Brothers. Love
I
that.
love Blues Brothers.
The Frog Choir or
Right
The
show.
Ragtime Gals?
Ooh, Ragtime Gals, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Halloween Horror Nights, IP or original?
IP.
IP, yeah.
Yeah.
What houses did you do again last year? Ghostbusters?
We only did IP ones,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was Stranger Things, Ghostbusters. But I think if you want the gore, then it's probably going to be the original houses.
Yes.
But I'm not so much of a gore
Yeah.
person, so I'll just sell out to the IP.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, you're probably right to
Yeah.
think that actually. That's probably, they get a bit more license to go all out a bit more, apart from House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't know whether I can ask you the next one because you haven't done either, but I'll ask anyway. Academy of Villains or Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure?
From what I've seen, Bill and Ted's looked amazing.
Academy of Villains for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Villains was
It was unreal last year.
Phenomenal.
It's such a shame you never got to see the shows last year because last
Is there
year's
anything
shows
online?
were amazing.
if you
I've
can find-
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it on vlogs, and it
Yeah.
looks incredible.
You have to put it on your list.
Defo.
Because I've no
It's an
doubt they'll be
excuse
back.
to go back.
Exactly.
If as if we need
when
one.
we
but-
can go back,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So the holidays or Mardi Gras?
The holidays, I think. I do like Christmas time.
I think you've done a good job of selling Mardi Gras, so something different, 'cause we've done the holidays.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm going to go Mardi Gras.
Yeah. And I want to do the holidays, which hopefully we're doing next year.
Hopefully, yes.
Oh, fingers
So-
crossed.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
We'll see.
So parades, the Mardi Gras parade or the holiday parade?
Ooh, that Macy's holiday parade looks fab, I think. But then you got the floats, haven't you?
I'm
Mardi
sticking
Gras.
with the floats.
Yeah, I'd go Mardi Gras actually.
Okay. Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley during the holidays?
Ooh, probably Hogsmeade for during the holidays
Yeah.
with the snow and
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, with the snow, yeah, go on then. I never thought I'd answer Hogsmeade over Diagon Alley to any question, but I will on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll concede
It's
that.
made for the holidays.
Scare actor dining or the Grinch breakfast?
Scare actor
scare
dining.
actor. Yeah, defo.
Oh, I loved that. I've been really looking forward to Grinch breakfast. Oh no. He's going to be my second husband, you see.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's a strange love
Joyce.
affair with the Grinch.
you leave my Grinch alone. I've even got him tattooed on my arm as well, so it's just...
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
he is
yeah.
pretty awesome, to be fair.
Love him. Cinematic
Again, this is
celebration
a tough one.
or Marathon of Mayhem?
Cinematic celebration, I think.
Same
Got all,
for me, I
all
love
the
that.
feels for that,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
Have you guys watched the videos for Marathon of Mayhem?
We have, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we did from like the last trip. But when we did the cinematic one, there was just lots that sort of got you in the heart, I think.
Quite emotional, wasn't it? In a weird sort of way.
That's good. Then let's throw it in the mix with something else. Cinematic celebration or the nighttime lights at Hogwarts?
I'd still go for the cinematic celebration, yeah.
Again, this question's in there. One of these hasn't even opened up yet, but okay.
From what you've seen, dockside or surfside?
Oh, probably surfside, I think, yeah.
Everyone keeps saying that, and we're supposed to be staying at dockside.
I think they both look very much of a muchness, but I think from what we looked at, it's just the amount of hotel rooms. I think there's slightly less at Surfside.
Okay.
No, Surfside's a lot smaller.
Is it? Okay.
But they're going to be exactly the same.
Yeah. So Sapphire Falls or Cabana Bay?
Cabana Bay.
Yeah, I really want to do that.
Was nice. Royal Pacific or Hard Rock? I know this answer.
Yeah, I think we do.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone
Hard
listening
Rock.
does.
Absolutely.
So it's Royal Pacific for you, Jim, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stick to Hard Rock by a whisker.
The Hollywood Drive-In Mini Golf, Ghostly Greens, or the Planet Putt side?
Oh, crike, not done either, have we?
Really? Oh, there's another one you need to put on your
I've
list.
never done those. No.
It is expensive.
Planet Putt side.
Really
good. We'll go for that one.
That is the better side, in my
I
opinion.
agree.
Yeah. A
Especially-
lot more funny
Okay,
gags
we'll remember
and
that.
things.
Especially at night, because the light
do it at
package on
night.
both of them is really,
Jimmy
really
will
good.
love it at night.
He will, yeah, he'll have a...
He'll be wetting himself laughing at the daft
Yeah.
things that happen.
Oh, yeah, it's
Oh,
perfect.
brill. Yeah,
Right
we'll
up his street,
have
isn't
to
it?
do that,
All
yeah.
I'll say is there's an outhouse.
Yeah,
Great.
it is. They are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Fab.
Islands Bridge or Universal Arches?
Universal Arches.
The Arches, yeah. Island's my favourite, but the Arches are incredible.
Yeah.
And finally, the Lighthouse, the Globe, or the Volcano?
The Globe.
Ooh,
It's got to be the Globe for me.
yes.
You've always described the Globe as your Disney castle,
That is
haven't
the
you?
castle,
So
yeah.
that's the
But
one
the
that...
volcano, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I'll go Globe, but it breaks my heart not to say the volcano. So I just think that's when they talk about making things next level good.
Yes.
That's it all day long.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Globe is seeing the Globe's my favourite place. That's when I know I'm in my happy place. As cliched and as corny as that sounds.
It's like you talked about, Jim, there about the volcano. It's like they built an entire tower of hotel rooms that are based around looking at that volcano.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Those Cabana
exactly.
Bay rooms
Yeah.
are amazing. I would love to stay in one of those Volcano Bay rooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
it'd be the dream, wouldn't
That's bucket list stuff for us,
Yeah.
doesn't it? This
Yeah.
name on them.
You wouldn't want to leave the room, would you? That's the problem.
No.
Just get the curtains
Exactly.
open, get yourself cross-legged on the floor, and just stare out of the window for the rest of the day.
Room service.
You could.
Exactly.
Yep.
it? Yeah, you could have 8 hours, couldn't you, staying there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stunning.
Be good for the soul.
Well, that wasn't as controversial as I was
As
gonna
you
say,
hoped.
hoping.
I know. I
know.
can see it in your face.
Thanks, guys.
Oh.
It's been a blast
It
having you
really,
on.
really
I've really
has.
enjoyed it.
No, really enjoyed it.
Really
Thank you
enjoyed
for
it,
having
yeah.
us.
Thank you
I
so
knew
much.
you would end up being our type of people. You know when you
Oh.
can tell you're going to click with someone, and it's been...
As daft as we are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Best way to be.
I was going to say this before. I kind of think you're very similar to us. I think Steph's like me. Steph's the talker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And Jim's quiet and he sits in the background like you do. And then jumps in with a quick one-liner or a perfect, whatever it is, just that perfect reply or retort to something. I think that's...
I think comedy genius is what you're looking for there. Yeah.
I
we'll
wouldn't
do
say
that.
a lot, but everything he says is gold.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We just struggle to get a word in edgeways, don't we?
That's exactly
These
yeah.
two.
Yeah.
So it's been a blast. Like, before we wrap up the show, because we have got Jimmy's part to play in this point. Steph and Jim, please let everyone know where they can find you online, because we definitely want people to go and check you out
without a doubt.
and do what they need to do.
Bro.
Thank you.
Thank you. So on YouTube, if you just search The Despicable Three, and then on Instagram and Twitter, it's at The Despicable Three, but with the numeric number 3 at the end.
Perfect. And cool. That will do it for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Thank you so much, Steph and Jim, for joining us. As I say, it's been absolutely brilliant.
Yes. Even if you have taken over hosting duties again.
I have.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It's because my name's there.
I
because
know,
originally I
I know.
changed it because you weren't supposed to be. Anyway, we will wrap up the show like we do every show with a Universal Is, and this one, as we've kind of hinted at has been recorded by Jimmy. But of course, you can get involved. If you want to be involved, all you've got to do is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com, letting us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And I will hand it over to Jimmy to tell us his.
Universal is highly recommended.
And that is perfect.
Absolutely, it's my favourite thing ever.
See you next week, everyone.
Guess that wraps things up for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends the Theme Park Duo and our awesome sponsors Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job, say cheese, and see you later.